Nestled in the rolling prairies of North Texas, just southwest of Fort Worth, the small town of Godley, Texas, is a community that blends rural living with steady growth. With a population of nearly 5,000 residents, Godley offers a close-knit hometown while sitting within reach of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. At the heart of it all stands the Godley Independent School District, a school district with a mission to inspire, empower, and challenge all learners to lead, grow, and serve. The district has continued to experience significant growth over the last 5 years, adding more than 900 students, and is expected to grow by another 1,000 students in the next 5 years. This is what led the district to form a facility planning committee to look at a new bond package this year. The 40-member Godley ISD Facility Planning Committee included parents, staff, teachers, and business leaders representing different areas of the community. The FPC met 3 times over the summer and reviewed options to address the district's aging facilities and enrollment growth. Options discussed included adding portables, redrawing attendance boundaries, and calling for a bond election. The committee also reviewed previous projects left over from the 2021 bond, which were impacted by rising escalation costs after the bond was passed. Projects funded through Bond 2021 were affected by supply chain disruptions associated with the COVID-19 pandemic and Winter Storm Uri. The construction industry reported a record increase in construction escalation, and projects in the 2021 bond were more expensive than previously planned. The scarcity of construction materials contributed to delays and cost increases. Because of escalating costs, the scope of the bond projects was adjusted 3 times. The district prioritized growth over renovation projects. Afterward, the committee recommended the district call for a $119.9 million bond. And on August 14th, the board voted to add Bond 2025 to the November ballot. The 2025 bond addresses the district's aging facilities with updates to Godley Middle School, RB Godley and Legacy Elementary Schools, and the 6th grade campus. The bond also provides new buses and a district-wide traffic plan. The average age of Godley ISD school buildings affected by the bond is 46 years, and only 1 campus has been built in the past 3 decades. The bond addresses the district's aging facilities with updates to RB Godley and Legacy Elementary Schools, as well as the 6th grade campus and middle school. State standards have evolved over the years, and some of our oldest schools have classrooms and other spaces that are too small or inadequate to support modern teaching and learning. Older facilities have mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems and equipment that are reaching or past their useful lives. These systems often cost more to maintain. As part of the preparation for the 2025 bond, a facilities assessment study was conducted to analyze growth and conditions. Roofs at each elementary school and Godley 6th grade and middle school show signs of deterioration, and most are past their useful life. In total, 130 HVAC units are more than 25 years old, and an additional 14 are unrepairable or non-functional. This leaves parts of the buildings without air conditioning. These repairs at 4 campuses could cost the district more than $20 million from its annual operating budget, which would remove funding from teaching and learning. Bond 2025 also addresses growth at the elementary, 6th grade, and middle school levels with additions and renovations. The district has grown by more than 900 students in the last 5 years and is projected to grow by another 1,000 students in the next 5 years. According to a demographic report, the district has 29 active building subdivisions with more than 1,600 lots available to build on, and another 19 future subdivisions with over 16,400 lots in the planning stages. This brings the forecasted enrollment to around 4,200 students in the next 5 years and 5,300 students in the next 10 years. RB Godley Elementary School is approaching functional capacity in the next 5 years. Several district offices moved out of Legacy, opening up 5 additional classrooms. This increased the campus capacity to stay within functional capacity standards until 2031. Godley 6th grade campus is already at 80% functional capacity, and projections show the campus will be over capacity by 2028-29. Looking ahead, elementary rezoning may be necessary to move more students to Pleasant View. Godley Middle School will exceed its functional capacity 550 students by the end of the 2025-26 school year. The 2025 bond package addresses this growth with classroom additions for 7th and 8th grade at the middle school and renovating the building for 6th grade. Once 6th grade transitions to the middle school, 6th graders will have their own wing, separate from older students with separate lunch, PE, and band. Proposition A also addresses the current school buses that transport students daily. Godley ISD has a fleet of 23 routes and buses to transport more than 1,400 students daily, covering over 150,000 miles per year. 6 buses have upwards of 100,000 miles driven and are approaching the end of their useful life. These buses are more than 10 years old. The addition allows Godley ISD to add bus routes to address current and future growth, with 2 new routes recently added due to district growth. The district used general operating funds to purchase 2 new buses to accommodate the growing student enrollment. The total cost of $308,000 could have been used to cover the salaries of 6 teachers. The proposed bond would allocate funds specifically for major purchases like buses, allowing operating funds to be directed toward teacher salaries and student programs. Traffic has become a recurring concern for many residents in Godley who are familiar with the daily routine of getting their children to and from Godley ISD's 6 schools each day. The traffic study will outline several recommendations for on-campus upgrades, such as at Godley 6th, Godley Middle School, and Godley High School campuses for traffic patterns, additional parking, turn lanes, and more. The 2025 bond would fund this study to plan for increased traffic. The study will analyze FM 2331 by Legacy, RB Godley, and 6th grade campus, as well as Highway 171. Godley ISD would then submit the traffic study to the Texas Department of Transportation to help prioritize local projects. So what is the financial impact of the 2025 bond? There will not be a tax rate increase with the passage of this bond. This zero tax rate impact includes the most recent compression and assumes the additional $40,000 homestead exemption is approved by voters in November. The combination of compression and additional homestead exemption will cut school property taxes for a homesteaded property. This would take effect in January 2026. Homeowners 65 years and older or disabled who have filed for and received a homestead exemption are not impacted by Bond 2025. They will also be voting on an additional homestead exemption on the November ballot, which would give them a $200,000 homestead exemption on school property taxes. If approved, homeowners who are 65 years or older or disabled could see a decrease to their school district taxes, but it would not exceed the frozen amount established when their exemption was granted unless an addition or renovation was made to their home. Check your most recent Notice of Assessed Value change to see if you will be impacted, or contact your local appraisal district for more information. School districts do not receive state funding for building schools or making major renovations. Instead, they must use voter-approved bonds. Delaying the implementation of the bond program exposes the district to inflation and escalating construction costs, estimated at $12 million per year. Early voting is October 20th through the 31st. Election day is Tuesday, November 4th. More information on Prop A is available on the district's website at godleyisd.net/bond2025. And remember, go vote.